Welcome back, Outfunders. Hopefully, you are having a very terrific Thursday today. The market's having a very mellow Thursday, and makes sense. We had a pretty strong gap up yesterday, and you know, kind of just hung out there first hour and a half of the day, 2 hours or so, and then slow grinded into for much of the second half, middle part of the day, second half of the day, that kind of thing. The market then gapped up a little bit today. Nothing crazy, but did gap just above yesterday's high. It did gap up about 1/4%, not quite. And then a little bit of a pullback there, first 30 minutes, basically basing here the past hour. Looking like it wants to now continue higher. Probably makes sense. That it probably just maybe slow grinds higher the rest of the day. Nothing crazy, but I would expect very slow grind higher throughout the day. Anyways, that's the Q, or that's the SPY. SPY's currently up about 0.1%. Qs are up about 0.1% right now, and Qs kind of look similar to the SPY over the past day. Not much too indifferent. IWM, nice gap up, faded down a little bit there first hour yesterday, sideways basically since then. We did actually take out yesterday's low this morning. That's kind of where we bottomed out, kind of bounced up from there. DIA is basically just kind of been flat since yesterday's gap up, but it is currently negative, currently negative about 0.1%. RSP bouncing back a little bit today. Not to say that it had a down day yesterday, but definitely had a little bit more of the sell action there yesterday morning to start the day. A little bit of an uptrend going to the second half of the day. A little bit of a drop there to end yesterday and even to start today. But yeah, the past hour, I mean, nice run here on the RSP. Currently up 0.4%. So out of the 5 I track here, definitely leading the way today. So there you go. Nice little sandwich in between the 50-20 moving averages there, or the 100-200. Yeah, also the 100 there. So got a nice little sandwich action going on. Probably continues higher over the next few days, I'd imagine. Probably makes sense. The DIA back-to-back kind of like small doty days. Just that gap up yesterday. So this looks pretty good. I'd probably be looking to be a little bit more bullish on that. I kind of like that move, just kind of hanging out, not really doing a whole lot. I like it. IWM, just kind of hanging out. A little bit lower wick coming in today. Currently up 0.2%. Probably does continue higher. Just having a hard time getting through some of these moving averages, especially when you gap like right to the 50 and the 100 moving average yesterday. Kind of just hanging out there. Q's gapped up a little bit today above yesterday. Kind of a quick pullback to start the day into that 20 moving average, 20 EMA there. Kind of bouncing off of that, looking like it wants to go higher, so it looks pretty good. Same kind of deal here with the SPY, a little bit of a gap up above yesterday's high, pulling back into the moving averages. Looks pretty good, probably continues higher here in the next few trading days. Just kind of seeing this downtrend right here, because this is basically where we are, like right on top of this downtrend. So kind of makes sense. We're having a little bit of an issue there, but we'll probably be getting through there. Not really a huge deal. So anyways, I would expect a lot of these markets probably just continue higher in the next few days. Probably as we go into the later parts of the day, probably just slow grind higher. VIX, kind of just hanging out, not really doing a whole lot. Okay, DXY bounced pretty good yesterday by the end of the day. Okay, a little bit of an upper wick today. It's about 5. Is that 5? 4. I can count. 4 days in a row. Looks like it's going to come in red. Not huge bearishness, more of just like kind of resting into the moving averages, are kind of trying to come up and catch up. Yep, gold looking pretty good. Man, gold looking solid, looking Looking shiny. Gold's probably going to continue higher. Okay. Gold looking good. 10-year yield. Pulling back a little bit more today. Okay. I believe last time we kind of got up into this run. We had a run like this back in 2023. We had that quick pullback to that 20 EMA. That's basically about what we're getting to now. Back then we did it over like 3-4 days. So, this one was kind of like more like 2. So, I would look at bonds and be like, yeah, you know what? I think I would want to be probably going maybe bearish on some of these bonds, whatever looks pretty good on some good setups, just because of the yields. Probably getting to spots where they're gonna start to get some uptrending support type areas there on the yield side. So I'd be looking for maybe some bearish plays on some of these bonds. Anyways, HYG kind of coming to that 100 moving average, so you gotta kind of like that. Maybe you could take that bearish. There was a stop loss above these highs from early December, late November, something like that. It's not too bad. Maybe not the best win reward. Maybe back down to the lows of around 78, but it's a decent setup there. This might not be a bad one here on the LQD, because you got some of these pivot levels from before that you're kind of getting into. We kind of broke down this little cluster here, kind of like an inverse flag pattern almost, but now we're kind of retesting into the lower end of that. So you could say, yeah, I don't mind taking that bearish. You have like maybe a stop loss up here above this little bit of a pivot level. I would say definitely above this spot right here. But if we break down, then you can move it down a little bit. Kind of gives you a little bit of flexibility. Same thing probably with the TLT here. Yeah, TLT maybe goes a little bit higher to the 20 moving average, 20 EMA, because that's where this low would be. So, yeah, I think the way yields are kind of looking, some of these bonds are looking. I think they've gotten quick snapbacks here, and yields might look for the bounce, which then you're definitely maybe looking for a quick bearish rollover sometime over the next week and a half or so. That's kind of the way I would look for it. But, I would also try to be kind of flexible on your stop loss. We've seen a pretty strong move, especially yesterday, on some of the yields and bond stuff. So it could definitely be one that, if you get it, cool, but you want to give yourself a little bit of flexibility. That way, if we start to slide through, it's not a big deal. As far as sector rotation for the day, we got utilities coming back, leading the way. Real estate bouncing back a little bit, okay. Industrials doing pretty good there as well. Tech, financials, materials, energies, a little bit of outperforming there. Underperformers, we got communications, staples, healthcare underperforming a little bit there, and discretionaries at the lower end of the day. As far as intraday performers, we got tech underperforming. Okay, tech is underperforming. And discretionary is kind of in line with the market there. So discretionary is tech, kind of around the market performance for the day. And you got communications, materials, healthcare, financials, energies, and staples all doing pretty good. Industrials, real estate, and utilities is just rocket shipping, man. That thing's looking strong. All right, let me know if there's anything you guys want to take a look at. I'm going to go see if we can find what is Trump Treasury Secretary nominee Scar Benson confirmation hearing. Oh, yeah, confirmation peeps. All right, cool. It was on opens a Cape Town walk-in center as strives for market share. I don't know what that is. Trump team readies plan for Russia deal. Iran squeeze. Bank of America and Morgan Stanley submit a Wall Street revival. Okay. So Bank of America, Morgan Stanley earnings must have been good. Tech groups sue US CFPB to block rule on payment apps, digital wallets. Okay. Fed's Waller rate cuts could come sooner than expected. All right. Rate cuts coming sooner than expected. Let's see. U.S. defense industry braces for tech shakeup under Trump. Okay. All right. Ooh, Tesla. I haven't looked at Tesla in a couple days. Let's see what's going on with TSLA. Oh, Tesla. What are you doing, dude? Actually, I kind of like this. I mean, we all know about this run. This really strong run throughout much of Q4. There on TSLA, pretty strong. I like this pullback that we've had though for the second half of December and kind of this basing action, kind of double bottom basing action we're getting. I really kind of like if you're kind of digging that and you like this recent price action. Actually, we got beginning part of this week, like this little hangout day today. Oh man, I like that a lot. I really do. That looks pretty good. So yeah, TSLA doesn't look too bad. Does not look too bad. What is this? USB. So US Bancorp had earnings. Ooh. Yeah, it's kind of brutal. Most of the financial companies, right, they all kind of gapped up and pretty bullish yesterday as there was a lot of financial companies that had earnings yesterday morning. And then, but there's a few stragglers that had it today, and Bancorp obviously did not live up. PNC, BLK, BlackRock pulling back a little bit. Okay, PNC. PNC gapped down pretty good, but they got bought up pretty aggressively. Okay. Anyways, revenue was pretty good, so it was earnings. Let's see here. Texas Instruments down. TXN. Texas Instruments. Gap down. They sold down pretty good. What is... Why? So there was a revision to earnings estimates. Although media reports or rumors about a significant change in a company's business prospects usually cause its stock to trend and lead to immediate price change, there's always been certain fundamental factors that ultimately lead to buy and hold decisions. I don't know. Seems like there's some changes to the fundamental type of analysis of the company, which is leading to some interesting bearishness today. Okay. AMAT, LRCX, both up very strong today. What is going on here? LRCX, look at that rip. Okay, AMAT. ASML. One of these guys reports well before the others. KLAC. I mean, they're all kind of ripping today. Wow, what was ASML doing? They're up, and they're not crushing it. Oh, is it TSM? TSM, there we go. TSM, the guy that leads them all. So they're basically flat on revenue, and they were basically flat on earnings, but a little bit of a miss there. Nothing crazy. Yeah, I mean there you go. That's what's got those semiconductor companies running today. So LRCX, AMAT, all doing really well. Striker up to a little bit over 2.5% today. ANET. Yeah, I mean, some of these stocks are lifting off way, like, really strong ahead of the market. Kind of like as, really over the past couple of weeks, as we've seen the market kind of just pull back and kind of had some consolidation resting compared to that Q4 run it had. So some of those stocks are kind of off in liftoff mode. And those are typically the areas that kind of lead some of those semiconductor areas. So you probably think the market's going to be following in that bullish direction here very soon. Except for TXN. TXN is not doing that. AAPL. Why are you down in the dump? Apple's down 2.5%. Microsoft's basically flat. Google. Oh man, look at this consolidation. All right, now we're talking. I like this. This consolidation at a previous high. I really like this a lot. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I'd be looking to be bullish here. Alphabet looking solid. Amazon looks pretty good. If we look at a weekly, I bet you this, big old flag pattern, like a 4 or 5 week flag pattern right there. Into 10 EMA on a weekly, looks pretty good. So that's most of big tech. Let's see, Nvidia got shredded over the past, I guess it was really more of last week and just got hit pretty hard. Bouncing back this week though. Just a reminder, market will not be open on Monday. Do not forget about that. At least I don't think it will be. There's a lot of gray out there. It's kind of interesting. There's a lot of gray, but there's some pretty good pockets of decent green, and then there's some pretty good pockets of red. But there's a lot of gray. There's a lot of neutral. So it is definitely a pretty good rotation type day. People are definitely moving between things. Not so much whole market bullishness per se. I see that we just hit a little bit of a sell pocket there. All right. Did we get any data today? I don't think we did. Initial jobless claims, the weekly stuff. 217K, forecast is calling for 210, and it's a little bit higher than prior. So, we got some interesting stuff. Philly Fed stuff, retail sales. I don't really care about all that. Continuing jobless. Okay. So, I don't see a reason why we would not probably just continue to slow grind higher over the next few days. There's not really much reason not to. Uber's been getting a nice little buy up. Yeah, nice few months of pullback there. Where is IYT? IYT transports. Nice little bearish activity. I didn't understand this one at all. I remember looking at this a couple weeks back. I think the first week of the year we were looking at this. I was like, this makes no sense. I was like, that makes no sense. All right, it's a big one. If you go back to the election day, I mean, transport's got a huge uplift. If you're looking to bring things back locally, domestic, as far as production and manufacturing, then transports are going to benefit a lot, and there's more domestic transportation here than like international transportation. Like, there's not much shipping here in the IYT and stuff like that. There's not much shipping actually publicly traded, which is very interesting. Mostly because I guess the U.S. just doesn't doesn't really have the businesses that deal with international shipping. Not to say that they don't, but just they don't, right? Like there's other countries where international shipping laws are much more advantageous, so it makes no sense to have those businesses here. Really, they do business here. Obviously they bring stuff to the port, but they don't operate out of the U.S. all that much. So yeah, this sell down that we had in December for IYT and transports in general made no sense. I think we were talking about that the first week of the year, because we looked into that and I was like, what? That was why we saw some pretty good selling there across some of these markets, like the RSP, the SPY. Well, the SPY didn't really get hit that much, but the IWM, and just didn't make sense as to why the transports are getting hit all that hard. It was just an opportunity to buy them. I mean, sometimes you just got to take a look at that and be like, "Yep, I want to be bullish on that." That was an easy spot to get in. CEG VST, my favorite utilities. How are they doing today? Continuing to be rock stars. CEG just crushing it. VST also just nice trends higher. Looking pretty good. I think these are safe plays. Continuing to be there. PEG. Public Service Enterprise Group Corporation. Okay. Nice little bounce higher here. All right. Is there really another? Whoa. NEE. Not looking good there. Dominion. Let's say solid day up, but still, like, you see the clear winners here. CEG, I mean, looking pretty good. It's been on some pretty good runs, especially throughout 2023 and even the first half of 2024. So it had some sideways movement, some catch-up type sections here over the past half a year. But they still just kind of been, for the most part, trending higher. Just, man, these two stocks are just bottom left, top right. Gotta like the trend, play the trend, keep going with it. Some of these others in here, like, they're gonna get energy demand, but I don't think it's gonna be as efficient as those two, the CEG VST. So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at with that. I don't delve too much into all these. NRG looking decent as well. NRG, all right. I really I really like those utility stocks, utility companies, if they have a pretty good exposure to nuclear, and if they operate in an area where nuclear is not shunned away, I guess. NI, NI Source Inc. Okay. That looks pretty good. Nice run here from late 2023. So 2024 was very nice to NI. Nice run there. Okay. It's hard to believe that utility stocks are kind of the talk, and they're doing the thing right now. Talk about one boring ass industry. They are really boring. Oh man, they are simple, but they determine a lot, man. Target. I just saw Target was down pretty good amount. Nice little gap down here. It actually had a sell down day yesterday. You see the gap up it had yesterday. It was sold down, which is rather interesting because I mean we gapped up on the market yesterday and at least stayed somewhat flat. Well, this thing just got sold off all day, and then a nice little gap down. I didn't see no earnings. That's interesting. Okay. Maybe a downgrade? No, they got a price target raise to 153 from 150, so that's not really. I mean, a price target raise is not really doing it for me. AMT. American Tower. This is basically like your cell phone tower. REIT, essentially. Yeah, all right. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. We looked through quite a bit. How's the general market doing? We had a little bit of a drop there, about 10, 15 minutes. Did we take out the morning high? We did take out the morning high about 20 minutes ago. So, yeah, this might have been a quick pullback. We had a nice little consolidation here mid-morning. So this might have been a pullback into it. You can see some wicks, lower wicks coming in on top of that channel that we had earlier. So, yeah, honestly, I'd probably just stick with what we were kind of talking about when we got on live stream. That it's probably just going to be a slow grind higher and probably continue for the next few days as well. I'd still be looking to be bullish for now. Alpha Hunters, have a fantastic rest of your day as we go into a fantastic Friday. Take care.